Your brain has been hijacked, not by some shadowy organization, not by the government, not by some conspiracy, by something far more dangerous, your own thoughts. Every single day, you run the same mental programs, think the same limiting beliefs, and wonder why your reality never changes. You are literally brainwashed into staying exactly where you are. And here is the terrifying part. You did it to yourself. Or rather, it was done to you before you were old enough to fight back. Your parents, your teachers, your environment, they installed a mental operating system in your brain before you turned 7 years old. And you have been running that same broken software ever since. Broken software running daily. But what if you could hack your own mind? What if you could deliberately brainwash yourself, not into weakness, but into power, not into poverty, but into abundance? That is exactly what we are going to do today. In the next 14 minutes, you will learn how to reprogram every limiting belief, rewire your neural pathways, and literally force your brain to create a new reality. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. Let us begin. The mental prison. Imagine waking up every single morning in the same cell. Same four walls, same ceiling, same floor. Now imagine someone told you the door was never locked. That is your mind right now. You are sitting in a mental prison with an open door and you do not even know it. Neuroscience has proven that by the time you are 35 years old, 95% of your thoughts, behaviors, and emotional reactions are completely automatic. They are programs. You are not choosing your reality. Your subconscious is choosing it for you based on code that was written decades ago. You think you are making decisions, but your brain already decided for you. Dr. Bruce Lipton, a cellular biologist from Stanford, discovered that our beliefs literally control our biology. Not our genes, our beliefs. Think about that. The thoughts running through your head right now are not just abstract ideas. They are physically shaping your body, your health, your bank account. Your beliefs are not just thoughts, they are architectural blueprints for your entire life. Every time you think I am not good enough or money is hard to make, you are not just having a thought. You are laying another brick in your prison wall. Prison walls built daily. But here is what changes everything about this uncomfortable truth. The poverty code. Before you could read, before you could write, before you could even speak in full sentences, your brain was absorbing everything. And I mean everything. Between the ages of 0 and 7, your brain operated in what scientists call theta brainwave state. This is the same state hypnotherapists use to reprogram people. You were literally in a hypnotic trance for the first 7 years of your life. Hypnotized. And during that trance, every argument about money your parents had, every time someone said rich people are greedy, every moment you heard we cannot afford that, it all went straight into your subconscious without any filter. No critical thinking, no ability to question it. Just pure, raw installation of beliefs. Give me a child until he is 7, and I will show you the man. This is why someone can read every wealth book, attend every seminar, and still be broke. Because their conscious mind wants wealth, but their subconscious is running a poverty program installed 30 years ago. If this belief about money programming hit close to home, and I know it did, hit like and subscribe to reprogram more of your money blocks with me. Because the next belief might be the exact one keeping you stuck. Poverty program installed early. And what makes this even more dangerous is how your brain actively fights to keep these programs running. The inner saboteur. Your brain has a security system, and it is working against you. It is called the psychocybernetic mechanism, a concept developed by Dr. Maxwell Maltz in the 1960s. Here is how it works. Your subconscious has a self-image, a thermostat setting for what it believes you deserve. And just like a thermostat in your house, whenever your reality tries to exceed that setting, your brain pulls you right back down. Ever notice how some people win the lottery and go broke within 5 years? Or how someone gets a huge raise and somehow their expenses magically increase to match it? That is not bad luck. That is the thermostat doing its job. Your brain is programmed to destroy any success that exceeds your internal setting. You start a business and suddenly you procrastinate. You get close to a breakthrough and you self-sabotage. You almost reach your goal and you quit. It is not laziness. It is not lack of discipline. It is your subconscious actively protecting the identity it was given decades ago. Your brain would rather keep you safe and broke than let you risk becoming someone new. Safe and broke forever. But what if I told you there is a way to reset that thermostat completely? The reset method. The process of deliberate self-brainwashing begins with one thing: repetition, not motivation, not inspiration. Repetition. Your current beliefs were not installed through a single conversation. They were installed through thousands of repeated experiences, phrases, and emotional events over years. And the only way to overwrite them is the exact same way. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. Neuroscientists call this neuroplasticity. Your brain physically rewires itself based on repeated thoughts and experiences. Every time you think a thought, a neural pathway fires. Think it enough times, and that pathway becomes a highway. A permanent, automatic route that your brain defaults to without you even knowing. Your neural pathways are literally roads built by repetition. The old beliefs are superhighways, thick, fast, automatic. The new beliefs you want are dirt roads, thin, slow, requiring effort. Your job is to walk that dirt road so many times that it becomes the new highway. New highway under construction. And there is a specific window of time where this rewiring happens fastest. A window most people completely waste. That window is what I call the golden hour, and it changes everything. The golden hour. Every night when you fall asleep, and every morning when you wake up, your brain passes through a specific brainwave state, alpha and theta. These are the exact same states you were in as a child when all your original programming was installed. For roughly 20 minutes before sleep and 20 minutes after waking, your subconscious mind is wide open. No filters, no resistance. No critical factor blocking new information. Wide open. This is why the wealthy guard their mornings and evenings like sacred rituals. They are not just being productive. They are deliberately programming their minds during the window when their subconscious is most receptive. The first 20 minutes of your day determine the trajectory of your entire life. What do most people do during this golden window? They check their phone. They scroll through social media. They read news filled with fear and negativity. They are literally allowing random external programming to enter their most vulnerable mental state. Phone scroll fear program. Meanwhile, every self-made millionaire I have studied uses this window intentionally. Visualization, affirmations, meditation, journaling. They are installing new software while the firewall is down. The secret of your future is hidden in your daily routine. And there is a specific technique that makes this 10 times more powerful. Emotional override. Here is what most self-help gurus get completely wrong about affirmations. They tell you to stand in front of a mirror and repeat, I am rich, I am wealthy, I am abundant. And your brain immediately responds with no, you are not. And the affirmation fails because they left out the most critical ingredient, emotion. Without emotion, your affirmations are just empty words bouncing off your skull. Dr. Joe Dispenza, one of the leading neuroscientists studying this phenomenon, discovered that the subconscious mind does not respond to words. It responds to feelings. Your brain cannot tell the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one as long as the emotion is intense enough. Your subconscious speaks the language of emotion, not words. Think about it. Your current limiting beliefs were not installed through words alone. They were installed through emotionally charged experiences. The shame you felt when your family could not afford something, the fear in your parents' voice when bills arrived, the anxiety around money that became your normal. Shame, fear, anxiety, normal. To overwrite these, you need new emotionally charged experiences. Real or imagined, it does not matter. Your brain processes both identically. And this leads to the most powerful reprogramming technique ever discovered. The identity shift. Stop trying to change your habits. Change your identity instead. This is the single most important distinction in all of personal development, and almost nobody talks about it. Identity. Most people try to change from the outside in. They try to do wealthy things hoping they will become wealthy. But transformation works from the inside out. You must become the person first. Then the actions follow naturally. James Clear wrote about this in Atomic Habits. Every behavior is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. But here is what he did not emphasize enough. Your subconscious will only allow behaviors that match your current identity. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your identity. If your identity says, I am someone who struggles with money, then no amount of budgeting apps or investment strategies will work long term. Your thermostat will pull you back. You must change who you believe you are before anything external changes. The technique is called identity rehearsal. Every night during your golden hour, you close your eyes and you do not just visualize having money. You visualize being the person who naturally attracts it, how they think, how they walk, how they make decisions, how they respond to setbacks. Think, walk, decide, respond. You rehearse being that person until your subconscious accepts it as truth. And when it does, everything shifts. The evidence game. Your brain has a built-in confirmation bias. It actively searches for evidence that supports what it already believes. If you believe money is hard to make, your brain will find evidence everywhere. A rejected application, a failed investment, a bill you cannot pay. See, it whispers, I told you money was hard. Confirmation bias working against. But here is the hack. You can weaponize this exact mechanism for your benefit. Start collecting evidence for your new identity. Keep what I call a proof journal. Every single day, write down 3 pieces of evidence that your new belief is true. Found $1 on the ground, evidence. Someone bought you coffee, evidence. Got a small unexpected discount, evidence. Train your brain to see proof of abundance everywhere you look. It sounds simple, almost too simple. But what you are actually doing is retraining your reticular activating system. This is the part of your brain that filters what you notice out of the millions of data points around you. Right now, it is programmed to notice scarcity. You are reprogramming it to notice abundance. What you focus on expands. What you ignore contracts. Within 30 days of doing this consistently, you will start seeing opportunities you were literally blind to before. Your brain was filtering out wealth, and you never even knew it. But there is one more critical piece that ties everything together. The environment trap. You can do every technique perfectly. Affirmations, visualization, identity rehearsal, the proof journal, all of it, and it will still fail if you ignore this one thing. Your environment. Environment. Dr. David Hawkins, in his groundbreaking work on consciousness, mapped the energy levels of different emotional states. What he found was revolutionary. People operating at higher frequencies of abundance, courage, and love literally elevate those around them. And people operating at lower frequencies of shame, fear, and anger pull everyone down with them. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This is not just motivational fluff. It is neuroscience. Your brain has mirror neurons that automatically copy the emotional states, beliefs, and behaviors of the people around you. If you spend 8 hours a day with people who complain about money, your brain is mirroring that poverty mindset for 8 hours a day. Mirror neurons copying poverty. That is 8 hours of reverse brainwashing, undoing everything you built in your golden hour. The solution is not cruel. It is strategic. You do not have to abandon people, but you must be intentional about who gets the most access to your reprogramming window. Guard your mental environment like your life depends on it, because your financial life literally does. And this brings us to the final and most powerful piece of this entire puzzle, the point of no return. There is a moment in every reprogramming journey that changes everything. Scientists call it the quantum leap. Psychologists call it the paradigm shift. I call it the point of no return. The moment your new identity becomes more real than your old one. It does not happen gradually. It happens suddenly. One morning you wake up and the old thoughts try to play. I cannot afford that. I am not good enough. Money is hard. And for the first time in your life, they feel foreign, like they belong to someone else, because they do. They belong to the old version of you, the version that no longer exists. You did not just change your thoughts, you changed who you are. This is the moment your thermostat resets permanently. This is when opportunities start appearing out of nowhere, when the right people find you, when money begins flowing instead of draining. New reality, new person. It is not magic. It is not luck. It is the inevitable result of deliberately reprogramming the most powerful computer ever created, your mind. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. And once you cross that threshold, there is no going back. You have permanently brainwashed yourself into a new reality, and this time you chose it. Everything you learn today comes down to one simple truth. Your reality is not fixed. It never was. It is a construction, a program, a story your subconscious has been telling you on repeat since childhood, and you now have the tools to rewrite that story. You are not a victim of your programming, you are the programmer. The mental prison with the open door, the poverty code installed before you could think, the thermostat keeping you stuck, the golden hour when your mind is wide open, the emotional override that makes it real, the identity shift that changes everything from the inside out, the evidence game that retrains your perception, the environment that either builds or destroys your progress, and the point of no return where your new reality becomes permanent. Reprogram, rewire, rebuild reality. You have the blueprint. The question is whether you will use it or keep running the same old program. If you made it this far, comment reprogrammed if you are ready to delete your poverty code and install a new operating system. Your mind is either programmed for wealth or poverty. Now you know how to reprogram it. If this video exposed something in you, subscribe. There is more to uncover.